remember, you heard it on me.
I got an hour's sleep.
Welcome back, folks, to That's the East Coast Premier Music Talk Show. And what is going on in the studio right now is probably criminal. I'm not 100% sure. Are you having fun over there?
Me and Jim are just getting our dance moves worked out. Jim's doing the robot.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay, and we're listening to Carly Rae Jepsen. We've come up with, that's her name, Jepsen?
Jepsen.
Carly Rae, and that's the song that Justin Bieber helped
make huge.
She made millions now. Millions.
Yeah, tons.
And we're joined right now by Patsy Silver and Dottie Kennedy. And Dottie was just telling me a story that I didn't know about the Biebs. We're on this Biebs watch here.
Biebs.
Where he showed up at someone's birthday party? Is that, what did he do?
A little girl's birthday party. I read it a while ago.
Well, we saw it though on TV where he came into her room, remember? She was getting dressed. She was getting dressed.
So he just showed up, she was a big fan, and he just showed up at her...
Yeah, he just showed up. He knew that her birthday, he knew that she was a big fan, heard she was having a birthday party, showed up, sang a song for her, posed with her.
That's so cool.
Made the kid's day.
What a nice kid he is.
It is, really. As long as he keeps his pants pulled up, I'm okay with that.
As long as he keeps his pants pulled up.
Hey, speaking of pants pulled up, one of our music teachers in my building, Mr. Fenton, he wrote this song, graduation song.
Where are you at, Burger?
Oh,
you know what? I know, Tom Fenton.
Tom, I know.
I donated the guitar stand.
Yes, he said he was real busy one day, and you called, and he's like, "Oh no, what do they want? What do they want?" And then he goes, "Oh, yeah, we'll take the guitars."
Yeah, that's right.
But he wrote a really cool song about pull up your pants, put your toys away, don't be a hater and all that. And he thinks it's going to go viral because it's already on the website.
Really?
They're going to make a video with all the kids. It's on the news. We're going to put some harmony on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did a donation for with Yamaha guitars, I think it was, right? With Tom. What a nice guy. What a really nice guy.
We have hall duty together.
Hall duty?
It's the longest hour in the world.
He just cracks skulls in the hallway.
Just yelling at people?
Well, I hide in the cut. They think they could. I go right in the place where I know they're going to try to skip. And I go hide right in there.
Sir, you're like that cop that hides, right behind a building.
I say, you remember that movie? You remember the movie Ghost?
Yeah.
Well, I yelled down the hallway, "Get off my hall! Get off my hall!" And they run.
So, I want to talk to you first about the amazing stuff that you do, which I think is incredible. I think everything that you do is amazing. I think you're an amazing person.
Ditto.
Well, that's a very nice thing to say. But I want to talk about, you've got a long musical history. You've played in Vegas. You've played in Atlantic City. You've toured. You've done a lot of stuff. Where do we start? Let's start, you leave Buffalo and you go where? To Texas, you said?
I went to Florida to visit my brother, Michael. He was living there. And down the street was a club called the Hospital Lounge. And I was 17 at the time. And I'm just going to turn 18. And they had a contest. There was a singing contest. And I always used to just sing in the basement, with the poles. I was the fifth Beatle. Never wanted to be a Beatle. I wanted to be the fifth Beatle. Because I could sing harmony to anybody. So I entered this contest. I sang sitting on the dock of the bay, and I won. And I thought, geez, I can make a living off of this.
Yeah. So you were never a singer prior to that, prior to visiting your brother?
High school, Orchard Park High School. I was in the plays and the talent shows and all that. Just singing,
But never thought of it as a career choice?
Never thought of it as a career. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Really?
Yeah. And, I wanted to be a whale singer. No, but then I won this contest, and I thought, I really can't sing, and I really didn't think anything of it. Nobody ever said anything like you got a good voice until I did that. People were just yelling and hollering. It's just hard to do that kind of song.
Right, yeah.
And so I met up with these other people who lived in Texas. They were in Florida at the time, and they said, well, why don't you come to Texas with us? So I went to Texas, bought myself a Takamine guitar. I'm left-handed that way. I'm ambidextrous. I started playing chords. I met a guy named Robert L. Adams down there in Texas, and we started doing jingles for barbecue places, chicken places. And he says, hey, you can sing. He says, let's go down to Nashville. So I went to Nashville and recorded in Eddie Arnold with Eddie Arnold's musicians at B.J. Thomas's studio. Put out an album. I got a #4 regional.
Really?
It was called Cozies and Snugglies. It's about people cheating on people in the bars. You know, it was one of them, you know, when you play a country western song backwards, what do you get? And one of them, your mama gets out of jail. So here I was in Texas, and then I went, I was a partner with Robert in a bar. So we had a bar. So here I was the bartender, and I was the entertainment at night. And then I got an offer from this guy named Freddie Empire. I got a phone call because a friend of mine lived in Las Vegas. He says, "You want to come out here and join our show?" I said, "This is crazy. What do you mean join your show?" He says, "Well, we're going to tour. We're going to open up for the Beach Boys in Atlantic City and Vegas." So I jumped on it. I went down to Vegas. I tried out. There was like 300 or 400 girls. Tried out. I got the part.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And this was a regular song and dance type thing.
It was a song and dance.
It's a show. It's
costumes,
a
everything.
Really?
And we changed right on stage. I mean, we had like, if we did Private Eyes, we had the Private Eye coat on and everything. And then the drummer would go boom, boom, boom. And we'd turn around and we'd drop our coats. You know, we had these nothings on, you know. And I had the feathers and the whole deal. I mean, we were hot.
So,
we were hot.
How long is this time period? You go visit your brother in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
You sing sitting on the dock of the bay.
Sitting on the dock
you're
of the
like
bay.
20 years old or something?
Yeah, I was 20, about 20.
And then you're in Vegas by the time you're 20,
23.
23. So in 3 years, you decide, I mean, talk about somebody with some motivation.
Yeah,
You decide that you want to pursue singing.
Mm-hmm.
You end up in Nashville. You record in Nashville. You get
Right.
a #4 regional hit.
Right.
And now you're in Atlantic City.
Right. I should have went to California, though, because I would have met Joey before that.
Maybe you wouldn't have met him, though. So, you
But I
never
mean,
know.
I should have went to California because there wasn't hardly any female singers like me that did that rough stuff.
Right.
But I did what I did. You know, everybody said, "Why didn't you go to California? You know, you could have been in one of the bands, you know, like Poison or Wasp."
Yeah, but you know what? Hindsight's always 20/20, right? But you probably had a pretty steady paycheck.
Oh, I did.
You know where you were going. It was probably
did.
pretty good paycheck.
I mean,
too.
I made $1,000 a week.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty.
That
good.
was a lot of money back then.
Oh my God!
I would call a limousine to take me to the drugstore
Really?
just because I just could.
Yeah.
You know, when we went to New York City, you know, you didn't drive in New York City. You call a limo and they come and get you and you have your pajamas on underneath your coat. You know, you were a star. I always thought right then and there when I did all that stuff that I already made it.
Yeah.
I never thought there was anything higher than that.
Anything higher than that?
You
Yeah.
know, maybe I'll put out a record in a couple of years, you know.
You had an interesting take though about kind of what messed up Vegas and Atlantic City. You brought up like the has-beens all of a sudden coming and doing their
Right.
dog and pony
Right.
shows. They weren't really performers, but.
No, we didn't pay for the showrooms back then. Back then, they paid us. We went in.
And by paying for the showrooms, you mean currently now?
Now, acts pay for the rooms. They pay for the rooms
Oh,
and they
really?
sell tickets.
No kidding, I didn't know that. So they rent the
They
room.
do.
So if you're gonna play at Caesar's Palace or you're gonna play anywhere,
In the showrooms.
you're renting that ballroom,
You're renting
showroom,
that-
whatever.
That's what you're doing.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And we went from being in the showroom, like opening up for the Beach Boys and Grace Slick and the Ink Spots, you know, just different random people would come and say, "Would you open for us?" I mean, it was almost like magic
Yeah.
for that time period because nobody was doing what I was doing. I mean, I had 3 chicks on stage that hardly had anything on.
I like it already. I'm a big fan.
And I had,
What are you thinking, Josh?
I'm very excited.
And I was hot back then. I mean, I know I'm hot now. But the band I had was from Aruba. I mean, these guys, stops right where they were supposed to. They would play the clavinet.
Yeah.
You know that all that we would do Stevie Wonder and all the hits. And we played every showroom from Vegas to New York City, Atlantic City, Lake Tahoe, the Bahamas, the cruise ships. We did all this stuff, and we had the hottest band on the strip. The hottest band on the strip. And then all of a sudden, other people started coming in.
Well, now this
the
band
other
plays that.
has-been stars that used to be has-been.
Right.
That didn't even really sing. I mean, and I don't like to name names, but there was, Susanna Summer, she's cool. But she was never a singer.
She was not a singer, you're right.
So she took over the one showroom. We got bumped out right into Bally's Casino, right where everybody was gambling. And then it came to where nobody was watching you.
You're right.
You know. So then I I met Lou Rawls at the time. And I really respected him. My father really liked him. You know, my father was old school, and he really disapproved of what I was doing until, you know, people like Jackie Vernon and Joey Bishop and all would call him on the phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Benny, how's it going, you know? And I was offered a gig with Barbara Mandrell, and I was offered a gig singing backup for Lou Rawls, and I was supposed to be one of the first people on Star Search. It was a show back way before American Idol. And, well, I didn't really compromise myself because I had the opportunity, and I think I got screwed. I was framed.
Well, I'll tell you what, hold that thought. We're going to go to a commercial break and come back on the other side and find out how Patsy got framed. And we're being joined by Patsy Silver from Silver Extreme. Stick around, folks. Heard it on the app.